everyone. For today's card I'm going to use some die cuts with a view cardstock. They're great natural cardstock selection. They've got the foil patterns on them as well, so they're brilliant for masculine cards, which is what I'm going to do today. I'm using a standard size card as usual, and I also wanted to create a little star shape just as the topper for the card, and I don't have any star shaped dies, so what I'm doing here is I'm taking a stamp that is a great star shape and I'm just going to sketch a template from it, and I'm doing that by just drawing a dashed line at the end of every point of the star. And so what I can do with that is, using my ruler, sort of join the dots up to create the star template. So I'm going ahead and doing that now, and you'll see the star template begin to come through, and you'll be able to see it starts coming together quite quickly. And this creates a template that I know is a perfect star shape, and it's exactly what I want for the card. So then what I'm doing is just using some semi-permanent adhesive, and I'm also trying to take some of the tack off it, so I kind of patted it onto my hands and onto my clothes so it wasn't so sticky it's going to rip the paper when I take the template off. And all I'm doing here is just I stuck it down to the paper I want to use, and I'm cutting around the template, and then I can just peel that away, and yeah, I've got the perfect star shape. To emphasise the star shape, I'm also going to go around the very edge and just do some faux stitching just all the way around the star. I'm using my white gel pen for that. So I'm just going to pop that to one side for now. Moving on to the next bit of the card, I want to write happy birthday, and using these little itty bitty stamps. They are great. I think they're only 99 pence for the whole set, which is, you know, super cheap. And I'm using some colour box chalk ink in Chestnut Roan because it's a perfect match for this particular card colour scheme. And I'm just stamping stamping the letters happy birthday, and I'm stamping them quite a distance away from each other, and you'll see why in a little while. These stamps are really great for doing this sort of thing with, because, you know, you can make the writing quite higgledy-piggledy, or you can, you know, do it as straight as possible as you like, but I quite like the fact that they don't line up perfectly. So anyway, I'm cutting out this bit here now. I've cut them quite high up from the letters because I want to create these little flag shaped letters, and as I say, you'll see what I mean in a minute. And I'm going to cut them out into individual letters, and I'm just making cuts parallel to the letter on each of these letters. Some of them are stamped at quite an angle, so that's why I'm cutting some of them at what looks like an angle, but once they've all been cut out, they'll all look quite uniform. And you can see here I've just lined them all up in the correct order, so I'm not going to make any mistakes when I start to put the card together. And I'm just trimming off the very bottom of the letters, so they're all kind of sitting at the very bottom of the flag shape that I've cut out. And I've done that for all of them. And now I can start putting it all together. So I've got my bit of cardstock here, my pattern cardstock that I've already cut to size, and I'm just running a strip of tape runner down the bottom edge of it. And then I can start adhering these down. And I'm only very lightly pressing these down so that I can move them around later if needs be, if the positioning isn't quite right. And then once I'm happy with them, I can, you know, firmly press them down so they won't be going anywhere. But I'm just setting all these up. I'm not putting them all at the same height. Some are going to be higher, some are going to be lower. And you can see here that's pretty much done. I'm just going to have a little bit of a move around just to make sure they're, you know, all kind of facing the same direction and they're all spaced correctly. And once I'm happy with it, I can just press them down and adhere it to the card. And again, I'm just using some tape roller and running right over those letters, and just to make sure that they're not going to go anywhere when I place it on the card. So just lining it up here with a little bit of space at the bottom, just to break up that bottom area. And then just trimming off the little bit of excess on the side it wasn't quite cut to size properly. So now I'm going to write dude on the right hand side, and I'm starting with the E of dude just because then I know the spacing is going to be just right. And I'd actually run out of D's after this one, so I just used an upside down P, which worked just as well. You can't do that on all alphabets, some of them looks a bit odd, but this one, it looked fine, so I went ahead and did that. Once I'm happy with the placing, I can press them all down again. And then I decided that the star shape wasn't sticking out from the, or it wasn't contrasting with the card well enough, so I've chosen another sheet from this same paper stack just to give it a bit of a border. And what I'm doing is I'm sticking the star down to this brown cardstock, and then I'm just going to cut round it, leaving probably 1mm, 2mm border all the way around the star, and that'll just give it a bit of definition when it's up against the shiny cardstock that I'd already got on there. And it's just going to go there. Next I want to write hey, so the whole sentiment says, hey dude, happy birthday, because it's for a bloke. And I'm just sketching this out in pencil first and then just going over it with my white gel pen. I could have probably just written this out straight with my white gel pen, but I always like to just make sure I'm writing it in the right place and just in case I make any mistakes. I can always rub it out and start again. So that's not quite dry yet because there's quite a lot of gel ink on there, so for this next bit I had to be really careful when I turned it over that I didn't smudge it when I was putting on the foam adhesive. But I want this to be on 3-dimensional stickers so that it kind of lifts from the card, because otherwise the card's completely flat, and this just gives it a little bit of added interest. So I'm just sticking it at a slight angle and then just going over that hey word again, just because it had gone a bit dull when it dried. You needed a second layer. I also rounded the corners on the top of the card, but I didn't show it here. So I hope you enjoyed the card, and I'll see you next time. Bye!